This is a review of the Comme des Garçons collaboration with Converse shoes. I don't know much about both other than as an end consumer, as the average consumer. So that's how I will review them. I have been wearing Converse for a number of years now, by accident. It started off as there's a few of them lying around the house. I used to work for a company in Jakarta who's involved in the production line of Converse shoes in Indonesia. And as a result of that job, I ended up with several of them, and it just sit there. And I used to live in my Doc Martens. And one day, I can't remember why, it was just there, and I just put them on, and they're so much lighter than the Doc Martens. They're not as comfortable, but they're comfortable enough after I have a pretty wide feet. So often the biggest part for me is to break this part here. And once that's broken, they become more comfortable. So when I saw this, I can't remember how I came across it. Perhaps I was looking to replenish my Converse supply. For me, they're utilitarian. They're not, they're comfortable, they're easy to dress. I live in my jeans, especially after I've given up wearing high heels. I've left all of my Christian Louboutin behind, and I simply live in flats. I like the hearts. And of course, I found out it's Comme des Garçons, and I've had, I think, one of their sandals way back in the day, about 25 years ago. When I was living in Singapore, there's the sandals of a flop. Do you call them flip-flop? A slip-on with what do you call those across the toe there, the toes, but it's designed in such a way where it looks like it's about to come off. So instead of a stretch like this, it was a stretch that sits like that. So it looks like one of its part has came undone, while in fact it's designed that way. And I've often people often stop me and said, "Oh, your sandal is coming apart," and I said, "No, it's designed that way." And I love those sandals, those flip-flops. It's slip-ons, whatever you call them, and that name stuck with me. And so when I realized that another of such a design that attracted my attention was from them as well, I snapped them up. The prices of these are about twice or triple the standard Converse that I usually purchase. I think in New Zealand dollars terms at least. But also they're not made the same way. So if you notice, the usual Converse only have the toe box and then they go straight to whatever this is, whatever that's called. Here, on the other hand, you have this extra layer. So that's one. The second thing as well is that the soles are actually more comfortable. They're more cushy. They feel thicker. It's softer to wear. And I have not suffered as much trying to stretch the toe box. This one is not as comfortable because I haven't worn it a ton. This one I've worn back and forth to work about a year. So I've been wearing this for over a year now. As you can see, the bleed there is not the material. I think the bleed there is because I was wearing a really dark jeans and I was rained at. I was drenched, so that's beginning to crack, as you can see. This is super comfortable. This is not as comfortable, but I remember going with this and it was comfortable from the get-go. I think the socks that you wear with these things are also important. At the time, I was wearing a really good, thick woolen, cotton woolen mix socks. New Zealand have really good socks, locally made. I can't remember who it was by. I'm not sponsored, by the way, by Converse. And I'm very, very happy with it. Very, very happy with it. Now, I don't know if I can go back to normal Converse after this, because I thought normal Converse is how Converse have always been made, but I was told, apparently, at least according to the blurb, that this has been built according to how Chucks used to be made. So I am wondering, and somebody let me know, that Chucks used to be made this way, and the Chucks that I know or that I knew have been a modern iteration, a sort of dumbing down of the original Chucks. I don't know. That really made me think, because this is far more comfortable than the standard Chucks. Far more comfortable. I know there's a whole raft of variety of Converse shoes now with chunky, fancy soles that's currently seems to be in fashion, because I've seen it in other brands as well. I don't know much about those. I can only speak for the standard Converse shoes that I've been wearing for, I don't know, the last 15, 20, 10 to 20 years. And these ones in particular in this video, it's these ones. So this is the collab between Converse All-Star Chuck Taylor and Comme des Garçons. I've only really bought it for the look, but I ended up absolutely loving the function, the comfort, and the much better nature, the much better build of this particular range. And I wish Converse would make this standard built. So you could see the heels already. So I'm going to give this a rest, I think, because I think compared to Doc Martens or compared to walking shoes, this is not going to survive for much longer if I continue to use them quite extensively. I don't drive, so I have to walk everywhere. And you could see it wears very, very well. Usually this would split completely. So there it's going as well. But after, sorry for the hair, after almost over a year, maybe early 2023, it is now approaching mid 2024. So yeah, I can highly recommend this. I'm not sponsored. I'm not associated with Converse or Comme des Garçons in any way. I'm a normal, average end consumer. I'm very happy with these. Yeah, bye.